Hey guys, it's Psychosis here once again, and today I have for you another album review, this time on the recent released album How the Beautiful Decay by Lightworker. And yeah, this album came out about a week or two ago. I'm not exactly sure the exact date it came out, I forgot what it was, but popped up on Spotify because they always suggest new music to listen to that's new. And the album art caught my eye. As you can see, it's really beautiful. It's really simplistic, but I really like how the turquoise pops out. And I like the butterflies. I like insects. So I was like, ooh, let's give it a chance. See how it is. And so yeah, I went and listened to it blind, but I really liked the album. It was pretty good. Again, another good album. But yeah, starting off with, this album is once again more along the lines of modern metalcore, modern metal. Like typically what you'd expect, really clean modern production, really good quality sound, and that kind of feeling. The genty has that gent kind of feeling, a gent album feel with the production and whatnot, which I like. I really like that modern production, like when it's like that, because I do have some complaints about modern production I've mentioned before. That's a whole thing for a video in itself, but yeah. So yeah, the production's pretty good. Artwork's really cool. I like the artwork. The album caught my eye. I really liked the name. I like the name Lightworker as a band. It's pretty cool. Really cool album art name. And yeah, and the vocals are a lot softer on this album. This is a very soft album in the vein of metalcore. I'm just grouping under that. I'd say alternative metal, metalcore, modern metal. Those are kind of tags you could put this under. It's really soft in my opinion. Like there's a lot of clean singing. I mean, there are screams, but they are not the focal point of this album. Like they're just there to mix it up a bit, the usual variety. I had some heavy parts, but it's mostly just the singing. Singing kind of takes the center stage, and the singing's kind of fun, in my opinion. It's pretty good, and for some reason, it reminded me of Matt Heafy's vocals from Trivium. I mean, they didn't exactly sound like him, but that's what I thought of when I heard them. I don't know why I thought that, but it made me enjoy the album more, as I am a Trivium fan. No, I'm not the biggest Trivium fan, but I do like Trivium. So I really liked the vocals in that regard. And yeah, like I said, there are screams, but they're few and far between, like the breakdowns here and there. There are some chunky breakdowns, and they're really good. And I liked how that album handles those, is it's softer, so it's not like da-dun, da-dun, da-dun all the time. So you don't get entirely tired of that. Is that's kind of a thing with metalcore sometimes. Some metalcore bands tend to just go all out screaming like the whole album, like have an entire album just like without any cleans or any variety and changing the vocals. So it's just like 40 minutes of la 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 la, and just yeah. And I mean, it's fine if you like that, but I don't entirely enjoy that enough. But typically those bands always hook me in with the music, so it's not the biggest complaint. But this album is the opposite of that. It's very soft. The heavy parts feel great because they're few and far between. They're more sparse, so it makes that heavier parts more exciting, and they just feel better and they flow better with the album. Yeah, just really like the music. And I also thought it was pretty cool. There's actually a guest spot from the band Wolves at the Gate, and they're a pretty cool Christian band. So I thought that was interesting to see. I was listening to the album, I saw featuring Wolves at the Gate. I was like, what? I like that. It was just a random surprise, and yeah, I just really liked the album music wise. It was just really good. I forgot what the the lyrics are about, but they seem pretty like wholesome. I really like the lyrics. I'll have to look at them again after I'm done reviewing this review, but I thought it was pretty cool in that regard. Just the name Lightworker, it's just a cool name for a band. But yeah, just really like that. Just, but the biggest thing with this album, though, in my opinion, is I feel like it dragged on towards the end. This album is kind of short, I think. It's only like 38 minutes long, something like that. But it just feels like the end just drags on for the most part. The reason I say for the most part is because towards the end there's like more of a slower interlude song, like the second to last song kind of slows the pace down, more ambient kind of feeling at the beginning of that song. It just really slows the music down a little bit and kind of like gives you a breather and help you feel less grated by it. Because it's a good album, it's just, it drags on at the end. Like, it starts off so strong, and then as you go more and more for the album, it just gets tiring. I feel like a lot of albums have that. It's like a problem nearly every album has. It's just, the beginning is so strong where you're just really, when you're invested in the beginning, you start to tire as it goes on. And I think maybe that has to do with just, if you're listening to something, you're not doing anything else, it can be tiring and kind of boring if all you're doing is listening to music. But if you're doing something like chores or working on something, it's not too bad. And yeah, and with streaming, you could just change to something else real easy. But yeah, I thought this album was pretty cool. Just it drags on at the end. I know there's not really much to say about this album. What you see is what you get. It's not like the most diverse or craziest album or most innovative album. You get what you get walking in. You want a modern metalcore sound that's softer and that focuses more on the clean side. So if you're like, oh, I want to listen to something that doesn't have as much screams, well, this is the perfect album for you. And that's okay. Just really good production, really good sound. Just, I thought it was a really good album. Like I said, just drags on towards the end. But that's like a common complaint. It doesn't really change too much of the album because it's just like a universal complaint, and that's more of me and less of the album's fault. So I can't really dock it too much on that regard. And yeah. And I think for a final rating, I'll give this 8 stars out of 10. So really good review, rating. Just, I really like this album. It was a very nice surprise. Like I said, I went completely blind this album. I didn't even know it existed until Spotify mentioned it. But I saw the album artwork, decided to give it a chance, give it a go, and a listen. Just, I really liked it. And thought it was a very surprising album. And just, yeah, I really like the 8 out of 10. Really solid. It feels like I just keep giving albums really good reviews, but I just tend to listen to stuff I think is really good without trying. But I suppose I could change. But yeah, that'll be my review for Lightworkers, How the Beautiful Decay. Very nice album. And yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys liked the review. And as always, if you have any recommendations, just leave them in the comments for me to review, or stuff to even just listen to. I don't even have to review it, just stuff to listen to. I always like hearing new music, trying to listen to new music, always expanding what I listen to. It's always fun. And I do listen a bunch, or I used to, because what I talk about on this channel is just only a fraction. But yeah. Like I said, I always am interested in hearing new music. Anything goes, but as you can tell, this channel is really dedicated to metalcore. I love metalcore, so yeah. But if there's seriously an album or an EP or some release you want me to review, I will definitely review it. Or if you have any constructive criticisms, you could just leave it down in the comments. Like I said, everything goes. And yeah. that will be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you in the next video I make. Goodbye.